Well, Sean Lennon with the PWE report, and we're talking to Astonishing Austin Mulitalo on the PWE report. Make sure to check him out. He's going to be taking on Eric Surge, both members of White Meat, Stone Ambrose and Robbie Reeves. The OVW U.S. Heavyweight Championship match. This is at Defiant Pro Wrestling. Defiant, we still stand in Dwight, Illinois. And we know you have also a MMA and Jiu Jitsu background. I'm an MMA fan myself, so
Oh,
we can
nice.
we can dive into that as well.
Sure.
And you've done acting as well. I I know it was on your bio.
Yep. I do some acting. Very new to the acting side of things, but yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you being on PWE Report, and we just saw you at Defiant Pro back in March, and you had said that's your first time in the Chicago area.
Correct.
And if people haven't seen you, you've got, I believe, 5 different championships right now.
Four right now.
Or
I
four.
just lost
Okay.
one. But this weekend, I might have six. So we'll see.
Okay. You have another title match besides Defiant Pro this weekend.
Yep.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure when this is airing. Is this live now?
No, it's recorded, but I'm going to try and get it up tomorrow morning.
Oh, sure. Okay. So this is
Yeah,
posted
so
tomorrow, June 21st. I'm in a fatal four-way in Springfield, Missouri for their heavyweight championship at Mid-States Wrestling. So that's
okay.
a good one. And then the next day, another fatal four-way for the OVW US championship. So pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. And again, you've got these different championships: NWA World League Tag Team Championship, the Trailblazer Heavyweight Championship, the New Breed Wrestling U.S. Championship,
Oh, yeah.
and the Show Me State Heavyweight Championship. Is that all the belts?
Yep. I lost the New Breed Heavyweight Championship, so I have
Okay.
But yep.
Cool. Well, yeah, congratulations.
I have 3 of them. The Premier took the tag titles, like they stole them from us. So,
Okay.
get those back.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Did they beat you in a match, or did they just take them without it being contested?
No, so we had a tag team title match, probably like 2 weeks ago now. We
Okay.
beat them, and then afterwards they attacked me and my partner, and then they walked away with the tag titles. So
Okay.
we're still
So
tag team champions, but we don't physically have the titles.
definitely. And again, you're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance. You won the World League Wrestling Tag Team Championship with Blade Lennox. You
Yep.
guys are the Blazin Guns. You defeated Dysfunction a couple months ago. So that's what I wanted to start off with. How was that experience? That is a NWA territory event, and how was that experience for you? That was a large crowd. I watched the match.
Oh yeah, man! Like that's one of those matches that I feel like no matter where my career goes, I'm always going to be super proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not only just everything that led into the match, but like what it meant for me, what it meant for him. Um, Not to go like super deep into it, but like we're both. I'm currently in the military still. BT
Okay.
or Blade, he was in the military. He's a combat vet. He got his leg blown off in war. Um, so just being able to like take that like bond that we have just from service, and then not only share it with like wrestling fans, but also people like military personnel. Man, it just made it that much special. And then I'm actually stationed at Leonardwood, so that moment itself was just like super cool.
Oh wow.
And then like everything that we've done since we've won the titles, it just feels that more special because it's something that we like it could have never happened, but it did happen. And just seeing that for him, because like
Mm-hmm.
stuff, he obviously having a leg blown off is very
Wow.
hard as it is, but his age and then himself thinking, maybe this wasn't something that I could do, and just being able to see him do it and just being there with him for the ride, it's such a great thing. I love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you are in the actively in the military. So how did pro wrestling get into your life, and how did it change it for the better?
Yeah, so I've always been a fan growing up. when I was a kid, probably around like 8 or 9. I kind of watched it on and off because like my mom and I had cable, and then like we didn't have cable. So once we lost the cable, I kind of went away from it for a little bit, and then I came back to it in the weirdest way. I don't know if there's still a thing anymore. Red boxes. Essentially, I went to a Walgreens with my mom, and I used to rent like video games for like the PS3, and they didn't really have any cool games. And then I saw they had the WWE 13 game. I was like, all right, I'll try it out. And then as I was like playing the game, I was like, man, this is actually really cool. And then at that point in time, that would have been around November of 2012. That's when I got back into wrestling, and yeah, I think I came into wrestling at a very good time. And then,
Yeah.
once I started getting invested in it, I went on YouTube and I watched everything from like 2011 and just kind of went backwards a little bit. Um, but yeah, no, that's kind of how it, got into my life. And then as far as like training to become a wrestler, um, it was probably around the same time, like 12, 13. At the time I was living in like mid Missouri, and we looked up wrestling schools, me and my mom, and the Harley Race Wrestling Academy is what we found. And it was pretty close to us at the time. It was currently in Eldon, Missouri. This was when Harley was alive. And yeah, it was like an hour, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to wait till I'm 18, but like, yeah, I'm gonna go there when I'm 18. And then come time when I turned 18, I found out that they moved all the way to Troy, Missouri, which from where I lived was 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
So I went to a couple shows like right before the pandemic. It was like February of 2020. Got a feel for it. And then I decided to start training that July. And then every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I would drive about 3 hours down, about 3 hours back, and yeah, and it took off from there.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. And you got to interact with Harley Race at all?
No, no. So I was a class post Harley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Harley passed away in I believe May or April of 19. Or no, my bad.
Okay.
Passed away in August. It was August of 19.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's sad to have learned what happened, and I'm sure everybody wanted to come out there and do good for his name, right? His
Yeah,
legacy.
it's a cool, like, a lot of me wishes I was like, got to train with Harley. But the cool thing about being like post Harley is that there's a lot of like I work with a lot of people, I wrestle a lot of people, interact with a lot of people that, if they didn't know that I was like post Harley, they would have thought that I was trained by Harley, which for me that's like such a cool compliment. And just being able to wrestle people that were trained by Harley, they're Harley guys, and just being able to keep up with them, it's such a cool thing. And hearing all the stories are always great, and just being able to have the opportunity to train at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy, hold Harley's titles, and just being able to continue on the legacy that he taught the next generation, that the next generation is teaching guys like me. So that's really cool.
Nice. For sure. You have like any favorite matches that you watched of his?
Ooh, yeah. So like him and Flair, like I can't really like pick one particularly. I really like those. A couple years ago, I got the opportunity to meet Tommy Rich, and he was telling me, I didn't get to watch a match, but he was telling me about his match with Harley when he became champion, which was pretty cool. But yeah, no, Harley and Flair, pretty good matches.
Yeah, for sure. And you've gotten some opportunities to work for the WWE and AEW as an extra. And talk about what you took from those experiences.
Yeah, so like it's always a weird thing because like I've done so many of them now that a lot of people might think like, oh, like it's copy and paste. But for me, every time I go there, like And, you know, the setup's always different, but I feel like I always do the same thing. Because like backstage is just kind of a mess. Like not like a mess bad way, but like there's just signs pointing
Right.
everywhere, and you're trying to find talent relations. But when I go there, like I always take a second to kind of like see like an opening to the actual arena bowl, and I'll just kind of stand there and just kind of stare for a minute because it's such a cool thing for me, and I don't think it
Sure.
will ever go away. And especially doing WrestleMania this year, man,
Hmm.
that was so cool.
Wow.
WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Backlash, like that was, man, it's such a cool thing. It's just like you have butterflies in your stomach, but
Yeah, definitely.
and like the easiest way I can explain to people, it's like networking, but like
Mhm.
with the people that are doing this at like the highest level. And
Right.
like every time I go, I always learn something for me to take back personally, or for me to take back to the independent scenes.
Definitely, and that's cool. And I'm sure you know the knowledge you gain is you know invaluable. And you've gotten to be extra to a match with Cena and Randy Orton, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty crazy. If people like start talking, did they find out who you were after that and stuff like that? Did you get a following from that?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the thing that like surprised me the most was just like all the support that I got afterwards. Like not only from wrestlers, fans, but for people that just like didn't even know me, and they're just like wow, the guy with the yellow tie did really good. Or like people that I went to high school with, you know, they saw us like, what, is that Austin? And then they like look me up and they're like, holy crap, you're a wrestler now. So and then like just cool too. Like, you know, I grew up watching Randy and Cena.
Sure.
Like I didn't like I watched their earlier stuff, but like the first time that I saw them like together, um it was yeah, it was Royal Rumble, I think 2014. It was
Hmm.
when Cena had the heavyweight championship and Orton had the WWE championship
Oh yes.
and stuff. Like that was my first taste of them. And honestly, out of all the matches that I've seen, I think that one's probably my favorite, just because, like, you know, at the time I'm like, wow, you know, Randy Orton's this, because at the time it was like right in the middle of the Authority stuff, right,
Yeah.
or like Daniel Bryan. I was like, oh man, you know, he sucks. And then I was like, oh well, you know, Cena's pretty cool, and then just you know back and forth. That was pretty cool for me.
Definitely. That's awesome that you got the chance to be a part of that. Now let's talk about your opportunity at Defiant Pro. Well, your previous match you went against AMB. He's
Yep.
a fan favorite. So you know, talk about how you made an impact there and against AMB, and obviously the fans expect him to win, and which didn't happen. I believe you won. And so, how do you go into that? How do you prepare for that scenario that you're gonna have make some people upset?
Yeah. You know, there's times, especially when I go in the new places, like I just kind of like to see how it goes.
Hmm.
Um, because, like I said, you know, I've never been to like the Chicago area. I've wrestled in Illinois quite a bit, but never like in that area.
Right.
And you know, like going in and stuff, it's one of those cool things because a lot of people there probably didn't know me. And
Hmm.
when they left, you know, they knew maybe not everything about me, but they knew of me. And you know, going out there, and then obviously him coming out, and you know, everybody was just like, I saw like an old lady just standing up, like flailing her arms, and you know, once I saw that, like I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I had fun. Like I had a lot of fun actually, and the cool thing too is from my understanding, it's like not like a newer promotion, but like it's like new-ish, you know,
Yes.
and just being able to be a part of something like that, and maybe like you know building it up to where it's you know competing against all the other Chicago or like you know near Chicago indies, you know,
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool because Chicago is like it's a heavy thing.
Oh
um
yeah.
like there's a lot, and you know I'm starting to step my foot in that area, and I mean I'm curious to see what happens.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's also a promotion that has a lot of younger talent too,
Yep,
as
yeah.
many veterans and older wrestlers. So Definitely, it's fun. When you look at the opponents this Sunday, you've got Eric Surge. Have you wrestled Eric before?
No, so I've never wrestled anybody in this match.
Mhm.
I'm familiar with Eric Surge. I've seen his stuff at OVW on like
Right.
Instagram and stuff. And then the tag team, I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
They
They
look
they
they look goofy though. Like
they are.
they look goofy.
Yes. Yeah. One of them believes he's a dog or he acts like a dog.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
that's
I guess
Stone
I guess
Ambrose.
I'll just have to dog walk him this weekend.
He doesn't have like the appearance of a dog, but
Yeah.
everything else. And then
Tag team, are they local to the Chicago area?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
they came out of Freelance Wrestling Academy.
Okay. Yeah,
There.
I've been there before. Yeah, I figured. I'm sure I've met them before. But yeah, no, it's a very interesting dynamic, especially since the OVW United States title is on the line.
Yes.
That just got pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a can't miss match, and I just love to see how you all mix it up in that ring. You know, it's going to be great for Defiant Pro Wrestling, and obviously having an NWA championship or OVW championship on the
Yeah.
line. That's very prestigious as well.
Yeah, no, man, it's cool. Like I was saying earlier, well, actually, I didn't say this earlier. I feel like in wrestling, a lot of guys will be like, "Oh, I'm the best in the Midwest," or "Oh, I'm the best in the Mid South," and like that's cool. And like statistically, if you are the best, in a regional area, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I never want to be looked at as a guy that's like, "Oh, wow, he's just the best in the Midwest," or you know what I
Right.
mean? Like I want to be able to be like, "Oh, hey, like astonishing Austin Mulitalo, he is the best wherever he goes." And facing new opponents is the only way that I can, prove that. So I'm very excited for this match.
Definitely. And talk about you had this match not too long ago for New Breed Wrestling, the United States Championship with Kenny Kingston. That was a good match. Like when you go back and look at that one, how did you feel about it? You went pretty long too. It was over 15 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when that was. It was probably back in March, maybe
Yeah.
March. Yeah, actually thinking back on it now, that's a very interesting match because, like back then, Kenny was like one of my enemies, but now he's my like security guard.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was very cool. And actually, him and I are wrestling again. I feel like I'm wrestling a lot of four ways.
Yeah.
So in July, I'm defending my title again against him and two other guys in a fatal four way. But yeah, no, that match was very, very interesting. I'm trying to remember. I know I got my ribs hurt in that one pretty bad.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, we went at each other. Like that was very hard hitting one.
For sure. And you guys definitely put on a show, and we'll see what happens at New Breed Wrestling when you defend that championship again in the Fatal Four Way.
Oh yeah.
Um, is that your home promotion, New Breed Wrestling?
No, World
Okay.
League Wrestling is my home,
Okay.
but New Breed. I mean, I'd say New Breed's probably like a close second. I've been there since my second match.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to mention with the World League Wrestling, you had Sabotage Sean Logan that did that same show, and he did an interview with you on on his podcast. It's like short thing. So
Yeah, that was no, actually that was WrestleMania weekend. That was
okay.
yeah, that was Friday Night SmackDown in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was so funny. Because like the venue that we were in was pretty big. I think it was the T-Mobile Center or
T-Mobile Arena.
Arena. Okay, I get confused because in not St. Louis, but in Kansas City we have the T-Mobile Arena. Like whatever one's not. Wait, did you say Vegas is center or arena?
Arena.
Okay, okay. So we have the T-Mobile Center in Missouri.
Right.
So I get them confused.
Oh, no worries.
But yeah, like we had like a big like locker room area. So like there's like the sign talent, and then there's just like this huge bathroom. So we just went and did it in the bathroom.
Nice. Cool. And
Yeah.
your favorite wrestler was Billy Robinson. That was not even a surprise to people, huh?
Yeah. I mean, like it's hard. Like I have a lot of favorite wrestlers, but like so like with the jiu-jitsu and stuff, like I like the technical aspect of wrestling when it's
Mhm.
there. So like Billy Robinson for me, he's really cool. I love his stuff. Um, like yeah, like for wrestling and stuff, like sometimes if it makes sense, I will be very technical, but a lot of times like it just doesn't really work out, so I just don't do it. But your boy's very technical.
Yeah, for sure. Now, talk about when you're featured on a poster for a show. What reactions are you expecting from the fans?
Um, I guess it just depends where I'm at. So
Hmm.
recently, I like it's been kind of cool. So like my schedule is just like really full. So there are some places that like I'll wrestle at, and then I won't be back there for a couple months. And in the meantime, like I'm not on the poster, but when they announce their show that I'm on next, and I'm on the poster, usually I'll see a lot of people be like, "Oh, Austin's back," or "Austin's on the show," and like luckily for me, like a lot of these promotions have like really cool like graphic designs. So
Hmm.
when I see a cool poster, I'm super excited for it. In fact, I'm like, so I recently just moved earlier the year, but I'm getting it to where in my office space, like I have like all these really cool posters just across my wall, almost kind of like
Awesome.
wallpaper. So,
Nice, nice.
but yeah,
That's
I dig a cool poster. I dig a cool poster.
yeah. There's some really good work out there.
Yeah,
And Freelance has one of the best posters in around this area, I think.
yeah, I've seen theirs, and then oh, was it Dreamwave?
Yes,
Yeah,
Dreamwave.
Dream some really good ones too.
Yeah, if you have a chance, just go to a Dreamwave show.
Yeah.
It's
I,
amazing.
I'm trying to think because like my issue right now is that like for this year, like I'm like my Saturdays are pretty much booked up for the rest of the
Hmm.
year. So a lot of the Chicago shows, they run on Saturdays, but there's
Yeah.
a few of them that run on Fridays. So next Friday, I can't remember what show it is. I want to say it's freelance.
Oh, okay.
But whoever has a show on the 27th, it's next Friday. I'm gonna go down there and like network and see what.
Nice. I
So,
believe that's the anniversary show for freelance wrestling.
oh, nice. Yeah.
It's Logan Square Auditorium. That's the
Okay.
show.
Yeah. Okay, then that's freelance
Yeah.
then.
That's an amazing venue, by the way.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
excited. I'm excited.
it's an incredible venue. It's the best venue in the city, and maybe out of this area too. So it's
I'm a like I'm a big Chicago guy. Like I like Chicago. Like
nice.
never been, but like just the like the attitude and like the people that are from there, like everybody just has like a huge like pride about Chicago, and I think that's cool.
Definitely, definitely. We try to
Yeah.
represent.
Yeah.
Um, Now, when you look at wrestlers that people may not have heard of, who would you like to face one day? Maybe someone that's a training partner, or someone that you practice with, or someone that's not too well known out there.
Yeah. Um hmm that's a good one. um I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of them, but like just off the top of my head, I'd probably say Blade. Because like we're tag team partners, but we've never wrestled before.
Okay,
So I think that'd be interesting. Um,
definitely.
yeah, because like the thing, like so I've been like on in the game for about like a little over 3 years,
Hmm.
and like I've only had like two tag teams, but like one of them was not really like we didn't really have time to become a tag team. But with
Right.
me and Blade, like we've had the time, so like it's like an official tag team. So, I mean, I hope nothing bad ever happens with us, but if it did, I'd be interested to wrestle him.
Nice, nice. I'd like to see that as well. It's pretty cool when you see someone that doesn't let anything hold them back, like they're the handicap or whatever. I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. I mean, even like aside from the wrestling, like there's like I don't know what it's called. He's told me before, but um because that whole injury and stuff happened, probably 10 years ago now. But like a couple years after that, he was competing on um what are they called? It's like a special team for people that have like prosthetic legs,
Sure.
but like they like play like sports, like not like watered down sports. Like they're playing legit baseball, they're playing legit football, just all this crazy stuff. So like he's like super athletic because he did all of that. And then he's also like a model, and then he also does like a lot of like he writes books and stuff. So that's
Cool.
cool.
That's awesome. What is the loudest reaction you've had either to your moves or your entrance?
Ooh, um, honest reaction. Oh, I'm gonna say three because I have three just off the top of my head I can
Mhm.
think of. The first one is gonna be like a two-parter. It was that Fort Leonard Wood show where Blade and I, won. So like the moment that third, like the ref's third hand went down and like we won the match, that was really loud. I'd say our entrance to that match was also like really loud. Like, like it was such a like my ears were like, oh my gosh. So that's one. Two would be actually, and it's funny, because the show I'm wrestling at tomorrow, exactly a year ago, like a year to the day, I was their Missouri heavyweight champion, and I had a street fight with Colton Theron Vaught. If you can ever get him on your podcast, he would be a guy to get on there. But
Okay.
uh, you know, that was such a crazy thing, because it was in his hometown. It was the last match in our series of feud that we had, and this sounds so bad, but uh, so Colton, like his whole family was there, right? And his dad's dead, and he's like very vocal about it and stuff like that. So I walked out, and I had like my black fur coat on. You couldn't see, like, because I had a shirt on, but you couldn't see what my shirt was. And I was already getting booed as soon as I walked out with my manager. But as soon as I got in the ring, and then he got out there and stuff, like this, everybody's kind of starting to get a little hyped. The referee's here, he's here, I'm here, and then my back is towards him, and I take off my fur coat and I turn back around, and all my shirt says is Kelly's favorite son, which Kelly is his dad.
Oh wow.
So
Oh
just
my God.
just the reaction off of that, just, oh man, it was nuclear. And then
Oh,
as soon
wow.
as I took it off, he just came flying with a kick. Oh man, it was crazy. It
I
was.
hope he knew about it.
Huh?
He knew about it, right? Beforehand
Oh
or
no, no,
oh,
it did not.
oh my
Uh,
God.
like not to pull the curtain back too much, but like I gave, like, I didn't tell him exactly what was on there, but I asked him, I'm like, hey, I'm wanting to do something along these lines. Are you cool with it? And he's like, yeah, I'm cool with it. And I'm like, okay, it's probably gonna be something that's gonna make you mad. And he's like, oh no, 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 I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. So yeah, we did it, and I was pretty loud. And then I'd honestly say the third one would be when I took the RKO. Like, not obviously, like, not everybody in there knew me, and like that moment wasn't about me, but like just hearing the reactions.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, I'm just on the outside, like, outside the ring, just kind of looking up, and I just see thousands of people just like losing their minds over all this, and then our truth and stuff too. So like that was pretty loud as well.
Oh wow. I can only imagine, especially when you have our truth coming back and he was supposedly fired and
Yeah.
that's
Uh, like it, I'd say this one too, but like I had nothing to do with this. I was just there in person. But at WrestleMania night one, when Jay won the heavyweight title, oh my goodness, everybody went ballistic. Like
Wow.
it's crazy. Like there wasn't a single person sitting down, like, eating. In fact, I saw a dude in a wheelchair and like he was like just going crazy too. I was like, man, that's
Wow.
that's crazy.
That's why you pay the money to be there.
Yeah, for real.
So you can be a part of it. Like even if you have to watch it on your phone when you're all the way high up.
Yeah, no, I and like I said, I've done a lot of extra work, but it was when I was in Ontario, California for Raw, and it was when Jey Uso beat Braun Breaker for the IC title. That was the first time I really noticed just kind of like how much of a pop culture wrestling has become. Because it's almost like a concert if you really think about it, like
Yeah.
people show up, they've got the shirts, they got the merch. When the superstars come out and their music hits, everybody like just starts dancing, getting with it. Like it's so cool just how far wrestling has come, and like it's not just like, oh yeah, it's not just a wrestling match, it's the entrance, it's the
Mhm.
interactions, it's the merch, the moves, like the stories, like there's just so much that goes into it now.
For sure. Look at Joe Henry. There
Yeah, no,
you
hips.
go.
That was crazy as well.
So when you what do you want to be remembered for when you are done with pro wrestling?
Ooh. I mean, I feel like everybody's answer would obviously be the wrestling, but for me, I feel like what I would want to be remembered for is like my what I brought outside of wrestling. Like because of the platform that wrestling gave me, like what I did with it. I feel like there's people that like they want to make the big money, which I mean everybody does, and they're okay with that. But for me, like I've always thought like things outside of wrestling are very cool. Like for example, yesterday, I got to do my first ever meet and greet because of wrestling, which was really cool. Stuff with Make a Wish, that's super cool. Just stuff that like can help influence wrestling, but just outside of what normal wrestling is, if that makes sense.
Definitely. That's real cool to hear. And talk about your career so far and where do you want to head from here?
Yeah, my goal for me is WWE.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people will know that you just asked me. But here's the cool thing though, like obviously for me, like WWE is the goal, but there's nothing I can say that, like anything can happen. Like I could get a call from, AEW, TNA, NWA. I could get a call from any one of these big promotions like at any time, and that could be my path forward. But like I know no matter what happens, like I will get there. But about getting there, like it's a ride, and I'm here for it.
Definitely. Definitely. And I would you say that being your connections with the school helped you get like kind of some of those gigs, like like being an extra at WWE and AEW? Would you credit that to the school, or what would you credit that to?
um, I'd say yes and no. So like as far as like are you more or less talking about like name value, like, oh hey, you went to the Harley race school?
Yeah.
In that aspect, I'd say no, because like I'm not saying that it doesn't hold any weight, but like it's nothing compared to, like, oh hey, I went to a Cody Rhodes school, or hey, I
Yeah.
went to Seth Rollins school. Um, but like what we are taught at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy and how we're taught to uphold ourselves, that mixed with oh, am I the host now? Oh, I guess I guess just me. That was weird. What the hell happened? I didn't just kick this dude off, did I? And now I need to snag my pants. I think so. Yeah, so like as far as like the name value of the school, like it holds a very good reputation, and rightfully so, just the way we're trained and stuff at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy. But as far as like the name that will like kind of like get you in the doors, like it's nothing compared to, hey, I'm a Seth Rollins guy, or I'm a Rikishi guy, Cody Rhodes guy, flatbacks, like whatever that looks like. But I will say something that the Harley Race Wrestling Academy did for me is that I feel like it separated me from a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people that go to these different schools, they feel entitled. They're like, oh, I trained here, so I get these opportunities. At where I train at, we're taught, hey, if you want something in this business, you have to go for it. Like it's not one of those, sit around. It's like, oh, pick me, pick me, pick me. You got to go out there. So I think the work ethic that the Harley Race Academy gave me is what mixed with me as a person, and just like how I am sometimes. Like I think is what's gotten me so many opportunities so far.
Yes, for sure, man. And I can't wait to see you get more opportunities. Have you ever thought about wrestling internationally?
Yeah, no, that's a big goal of mine. I feel like Canada is something I could get pretty easy. But for me, I really want to. I have like three places that I want to go internationally. Um, Mexico, Japan, and then I was born in New Zealand, so I would love to go, tear it up
Oh,
on the New Zealand circuit.
oh, nice, nice. That's interesting. How long were you there for?
I lived there until I was 5, so
Okay.
fairly young, fairly young.
Uh, then what was the athletic background you had prior to pro wrestling, and how did it help you, if you had
Yeah,
one?
yeah. So I've done martial arts pretty much my entire life. Jiu-jitsu with that as well. So as far as like movements and stuff like that, that helped out a lot. I wrestled from when I was in 7th grade all the way through high school, so that helped me out as well. And I'd say for the most part, it was just those two. I played football for about a year, but outside of that, it's mostly high school wrestling and then martial arts.
Cool, cool, man. That's awesome. The MMA, UFC, we've seen a lot of cross promotions. I'm just wearing
Yeah.
right here, filthy.
Yeah.
filthy bros, so that's pretty cool as well. We see that they have these MMA hybrid events with pro wrestling called Blood Sport as well by Josh
Yep.
Barnett. So,
Yep. I saw that in Vegas. That was very cool. First time I've ever seen it in person. So
man, I'm jealous. That's the one event I hope they bring to Chicago, but I don't know if it'll ever happen.
yeah, I don't know, man. GCW, because that's a GCW event, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. They're going everywhere.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I feel like it would happen. I feel like it would happen.
for
Um,
sure.
you
And
guys
then
just gotta have like a big pay-per-view or something soon.
women's wrestling is pretty big. So, have you ever considered doing an intergender match if you haven't done one already?
I've actually never done one. I mean, I guess I'd be open to it. I know a lot of people that do, so I'm sure it'll happen soon.
Yeah, usually like maybe scrambles or something would be like introduction for that.
Yeah. I mean, like, so for me and stuff, like I'm a big like psychology guy. So I could see how like an intergender match could work.
Hmm.
Um yeah, I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure if it would just be like oh hey, we're gonna put you two together. Or if it's, there's gonna be like a story there. But especially in the Chicago area, I see a lot of that.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that you've had pictures and a fellow wrestler Cameron. Her name
Yep.
is Cameron. So maybe would you let her consider wrestling her or anyone else?
Oh, dude, I would kick Cameron so hard. Oh, she is so mean. She's so mean. She always hits me, and I don't like.
For sure, former WWE or NXT name as well. So.
Uh, no, yeah, I mean, like I know a lot of like really good female wrestlers on the
Hmm.
scene. I'd say like top five. I'd say Cameron's on there. Skylar Sparks, Amina Belmont, Maggie Lee. Um, who else? Who else? Tiffany Nieves from NWA.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of good female wrestlers. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, OVW has quite a few of them too. J Rod, Sophia Rose. So yeah, there's a lot of them.
And who else do you look up to in pro wrestling? It doesn't have to be a pro wrestler. It could be like anybody, like media or someone that's a part of the industry.
Yeah. Ooh, inspired me. So I'd say first and foremost, my coach, Leland Race. He is
Hmm.
he's like one of them people that like will always be honest with me, regardless of whatever it is. And it's really cool just kind of how our relationship developed because obviously, he was like my main trainer, but now to the point where like for example, we're at training on Tuesday, and it was kind of like we're working with the newer crop of trainees in our school, and it was just kind of cool. Him and I were bouncing off ideas for each other about how we could help better like a trainee when they were doing
Right.
like an arm drag. So that's pretty cool. So I'd say him. Oh, who else? Who else? Bob Evans. I don't know if you know who Bob Evans is. Uh,
Hmm.
he's pretty big in the wrestling scene.
Yes.
Mike Quackenbush. We talk quite often. Mike's done a lot for me. Not only in the ring, but like just everything outside of wrestling, as far as like networking and how to get your name out there and stuff. So that was
Yeah.
good. Um, and then as far as like wrestlers go, um, oh man, there's just a lot of people. Like I'm one of them guys that kind of takes it like bits and pieces from everybody.
Hmm.
Uh, because there's like to me, I don't think there's like one particular person that's just like doing it very well. Like everybody that's successful in wrestling, like you have a team of people that kind of like help you get there. You know what I mean? So like, you've got somebody that, does your gear, somebody that helps you with your merchandise, booking. Like you always have somebody that's kind of influencing in some kind of way. So, yeah, I would just say a lot of people that I'm booked on shows with, to be honest. Even
That's
if they
cool.
don't, even if they don't realize it, a lot of people help me out in many ways.
For sure. And I wanted to give you a chance to plug any merchandise and stuff like that and social media. Go ahead.
Oh, well, you stay right here.
All right.
I'm in my guest bedroom doing this.
Oh, nice.
So I just got these cool new hats. Summer of Mulitalo. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yes.
I got them in all kinds of different colors. I'm gonna have them at my merch tables this weekend, along with my shirts, hats, stickers. I pretty much got everything. I even got koozies now. I'm a koozie guy.
Nice.
So yeah. And then
It's for sure.
obviously, if you can't make it to a show or anything, www.austinmulitalo.com. You can go on there, see where I'm at next. You can buy my merch. I can ship it to you. Pretty cool. And then on social media as well, just astonishing Austin Mulitalo.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then also, do you have a message for uh, Eric Search and White Meat?
Yes, I do. I should probably take off my glasses for these. Listen here, Eric Surge, OVW champion. You're pretty big. I think I'm bigger. And then White Meat, that sounds a little weird, but this is what I'm thinking for this match. White Meat, you guys are a little weird, so you guys just kind of go over there, do your thing, and then let me and Eric just wrestle it out.
Yeah, they can play the dog,
Yeah.
Lie down.
Yeah, you guys can go play dog over there. I'll bring some dog treats. Actually, that's a really great idea. I'll bring some dog treats. You guys do your stuff over there, and then me and Eric Surge, and who knows? I just might show up on OVW. Like nobody knows who I am over there, so it's like, hey.
Wait, thank you again for being on PWE Report. Astonishing Austin Mulitalo. Make sure to check out Defiant Pro Wrestling. Defiant, we still stand this Sunday on the 22nd. Make sure to go out to Dwight, Illinois for that one. And we appreciate you, Austin, again, being on PW Report. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
And before I let you go, I was going to end this recording, and can you do a quick shout out? Is that cool?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.